Jesus said, I am the way, I am the truth, I am the life. Are you lonely? Looking for the answer? Join us daily at 6 p.m. only on MyTV.
That the pastor should rise to a level to become a strong man and a servant of God. Amen. Hallelujah. Dalam niabu, nabi turang ambale marambale, turang ni koro, bikin dengan sayang na toka. Nes bang manitite si, bikin da sagay problem tu nitite, sama kamu tukani, en sing binangan ni ko. Kamu tukani na koro turang ay nay malabaw. Kito tukani kina na tal no season, kina bi bagara ramataki. Binawale mo, turang na ngoni saw, binawale mo na bidinggo, binawale mo na binaka, binawale mo munisine anya na malisong na singa. Sakali mo na pakaminunaka, may na may television na kapatala kina na timi ka lang tugani and kami ni Bukilulu sa kali mo na pakaminunaka. Pakaminunaka tuta na bongi weekend to na tikina makaturang may tonga ng gaboka. Binawali mo ng bongi na muni sinete na muni interdenomination sa kali mo na pakaminunaka. Bikam do na turang ni Banua sa kitumay bitaw no tagatigo na no mundo dokado no mundo rokotiko na kaya bagay doon ng bongi. Sa anda sinay na lumani ba niluto sinita nga ito sa akali mo na mga pinaka na sige binakani ko. O mga mula tigo nabigay mo ni na turang marama ni tuwi na biya sa ibura-bura soni daw talent ang may na programa binango. Goy sin programa niluto go na programa sa nga ni bitala no kada daw duro matuwi bale. Reda ni karon na bitu karon na bitala no kanay na ilamo nakakana na wasuosay. Hindi pa kayo ang atake nanon da biuta na kami da invest kina kung ano kasawa ka bulara ramatugani en matagani sigani dai weekend na dorbo no ne lewa tal kina weekend na ngone ukasa na magitu ko na serki ni buli sa kay baro tiga muna 2022 en abida na magaw may go sawa ka bulatal tugani en mataka ni sigani ko.
Also, we would like to greet all of you that may be still lazily waking up in bed and watching through your phone. We would like to welcome you also this morning. For those of you that are actually listening in outside Fiji, whatever time difference we have with the country that you're staying in, we would like to say Mbula Vinaka and welcome to the program of Family Table Talk here in Fiji. Yeah. And we actually, this morning, it's drizzling like what Ngasalevu mentioned. It's a nice weather just to sleep in and have a nice hot cup of coffee next to your bed, or lazily just pull up the blanket or the rug, the throw rug on your lounge and just watch TV. It's one of those days, one of those mornings that we're always looking forward to. So we would like to welcome you and thank you for joining us again. Like mentioned last week, we had started these segments that we wanted to share with us, so it helped us to cover quite a few things when we have Family Table Talk. So we started off with the life and healthy living, and then we go on to what have you done? Just a quick, look back on anything that you have done towards investment, towards your saving, towards anything for yourself, for your family, and your plan. And also, thirdly, your relationship, either husband and wife or with your children, mom and dad, and also your extended family with your in-laws. There's a lot of things you can talk about when it comes to Family Table Talk, when it involves family or relationship. So those are the things that we wanted to highlight every Saturday because we believe one way or the other, any of those three things, they are part and parcel of our life every day. And if we do something about it today, it makes an impact. And it also, help you to create a momentum for yourself in terms of challenging yourself to better living. I could say healthy life habits. That is very hard to do for most of us. But at least we can hear something about it, and then we can choose. Maybe not today, maybe tomorrow, but one day. And we're looking forward to have you with us every Saturday morning, because as we go together on this journey, we're actually building up families that will enjoy their relationship, enjoy their family time together, enjoy good health, and also a better, maybe a little bit longer than the normal to live and enjoy life, other than life being cut short at a time that no one planned. But sometimes we invite or we bring these things upon ourselves because of the way that we live our lives and the food we eat and just the way that we treat our bodies.
few days ago, I was checking with Taltalaga Sosea and also a program with Sokatamidio. There's a lot of family problem that we're
Yes.
facing,
Yeah.
especially the breaking up of marriage.
Yeah.
And especially men are calling. Yesterday again, a very sad story. And I believe family talk like this maybe can assist, help other people to understand one another as a relationship because of the pressure of the life that we live now.
Yeah.
Maybe lifestyle, COVID, the repercussions of COVID and unemployment and the human rights that people are not like have the patience to live together as a husband and wife.
Yes.
And there are a lot of family breakups that are happening at the moment.
You know how we've been having the segment, we only start with the health and life and investment. Maybe today we change it around. We start with the family. That we always end with family. So like that relationship. And for those of you that are joining us this morning, no relationship is perfect. Every relationship has got its issues, but it's how you handle it. And not only that, like when you walk into marriage or you walk into a family, sometimes you have everything. So it's so easy for you to say, okay, this doesn't work for me, I don't need it. You know, you walk away from that relationship. And some of us, we walk into a relationship, that's it. We give all that we have, and we have nothing to go back to. So we stay in whatever it takes. No matter how much abuse, that's inflicted on you, you remain, you stay, because there's no other place for you to go. So there are a lot of, like what Gasilibu mentioned today, because we have a throne room for the ministry that we have callers calling in for prayer. And also we have that Miracles Do Happen program that we always advertise the phone numbers. And the summary that we have one of our manager who manages, is a senior pastor, Sarah, he actually does the analysis of those prayers in a week, and then he does a monthly analysis. And all those, the highest count is on relationship and family problems. And that is why we believe some of those issues that they call in for prayers, we try as much as possible to bring it to this table so we can talk about it, and maybe we can, learn from it. Maybe it's happening because you just don't know what to do, or you are stuck. But, having this kind of program and being able to talk about it will help you manage your relationship just a little bit better. And before, there used to be a high volume of women calling in, of problems, like husband having extramarital affairs, or husband not coming back home after work, or coming back home after a few days, or hanging out with his friends. Or, she can call in for prayers that I'm tired of going to the nightclubs and, pulling him out, tired of following him around, taking other women. Usually there's quite a high number of women calling in. But now, surprisingly, it's either on the same number of men and women, or more men that are calling in, vice versa. Exactly what was happening before, now everybody's doing it. It's not only the men of the house doing it, it's also the women having their own affairs, or just having their, I believe, like what Gasilibu mentioned, everybody's just fighting for their own rights. I mean, you have your rights. In the world, everybody's got a right. Women's right, man's right, children's right. Everybody has got a right. But to make relationship work, we must allow that right to work in certain ways, so you can still, hear each other and stay together. Because if everybody stand up and said, okay, I have my right. Say if I stand up to them and say, okay, this is my right. I don't need to be doing this. I don't need to be slavery to this house. I don't need to be cooking or doing these things. I'm a woman, I have my own right. And then the children will come, okay, I don't need to do my duties. I don't need to listen to my parents because I have my own right. Or the men will say, okay, everybody just do whatever you want to do. I'm not accountable. I have my own money. I earn my money. I don't need to pay for my house. I don't need to be buying food. So if everybody stand up and say that they have their own rights, then we must be prepared to accept the consequences of family not working out, because everybody is just standing up for their own rights. Well, that is what the world say, and that is what everybody live by it. But to make your family work, you need to really sit down, rationalize all these things,
and say to yourself, okay, when do I give in my right, or when do I submit, or when
For the
do I
sake of my
say,
family.
okay, I will forego this to make my relationship work, or I'll forego this to make my family work. I'll forego this because I need my family to be together. So those are the questions that we need to ask ourselves. How far do you go, or how much more you need to do from your end to make it work? Lebo na matu pale kabor. Isa mo lang nga the weekend na bono ni vaka. Hado talaga na bi korkor. Kaya kanda na biti ko na bono ni bi balo tutaki senda rongo na tukunyalo. Bi ira na marama rati ko na lomani kor. Hado talaga tunga vir. Nakanga biti ko weekend ke. Hado talaga vira ina bi korkor ni non da bonua. Ko bakambota isa nga ni yala ni kene bi kemni na tuibo no tani. Kemni no tani sanga indo tani level. Na bi kaya da kina. Okay, that's my problem. It's my own business. You two don't have anything to. We don't want to interfere with your business. We just want to make a mention because we see the
result.
the result. The rebellious children, the children that are just being there. I mean, for us, it's a good example. Our eldest daughter, her marriage doesn't work. Because like we just said, we're not blaming anybody. We don't blame anybody else, but it just happened. And then in the process of what had happened, we have 3 beautiful, handsome grandsons that are the result of that breakup. They are actually, hacking everything that is coming by. And most so, like, we are still strong to look after them, and we are looking after them. They stayed with us all this while. I want to thank their father who looked after my other 2 grandsons, and they just joined us about 4 or 5 years ago. But I had the eldest one that stayed with us right from the beginning, from birth until today. And today is, this year, he's 16. In 2022, he will be 17. He's 17 already in January 28th. So what we are trying to say, like, we are not talking about something that is not there. We are talking about the reality of things that are happening, that no one is perfect. Even if you go to church, it still happens. If you're a pastor, it still happens. If you say, okay, the church is going to save my marriage, no. Every marriage, whether you go to church or you do not go to church, or whether you believe in God or you do not believe in God, every marriage has to work with the combination of everybody putting in their efforts, which means God just doesn't come and save your marriage, or going to church doesn't save your marriage, or your parents doesn't save your marriage. No. It's you as an individual, man and a woman, husband and a wife, that you will say to yourself, no, I need to save my marriage. I need to make my marriage work. Marriage is not smooth sailing. There are always disagreements. There are moments when you throw the ring, and then some of you threw your ring. You look at where you threw your ring, and you manage to find your ring. But some of you threw the ring, and that's it. You lost your ring. And maybe you're going around with no rings. Or some of us, we pack the bags and we throw it outside the door or down to the steps and say, okay, take your bags and go. And those are the moments that we have. But yet we try, we have those moments, and we have those good moments. We have the argument moments. We have the hitting the roof moments, all those moments. But whatever happened, that is normal for any relationship. But you need to find a way to be able to, work together, love each other, stay longer in the marriage, to benefit your family, and also to benefit your children. Some of you, maybe you're on your 3rd or 4th marriage, and still trying to make it work. But in your heart, I believe you know that you can make it work. At one stage, you love that woman, or at one stage, you love that man that is standing beside you. So, and more so when you look at your children and say to yourself, man, I love my children. I wouldn't like anything to happen to my children. I will make sure nothing happens to my children. So no matter how bad the fights can be, always have your children's faces at the back of your mind, because whatever decision you make is going to affect your children.
And every time our marriage challenges, mountains, and the last thing, or the things that does not work, is turning against one another, or you go separate way. And that is the last thing, because we already give our vows until death do us apart. Yeah. So that means every problem that come your way, we have the capacity We have the God-given capacity. Whether we go to church or not, we belong to any denomination or not, I believe that we've been given that energy and the wisdom and the knowledge for us to solve our differences. And that's why it is very challenging when we go through troubled waters, when we go through present area, uncharted waters, or when we go through financial situation, when we go through social issues that we are exposed to now. Never before. Like our parents and our forefathers, they live in the village, so there's no other way for them to go out and do their social gathering or social get-together. But we are living in the world that the whole world has become just one village, with the social media, phone calls, all these access to people. They can Talanoa session in America, you can be part of that, or even in the UK, or even in Australia, New Zealand. So the vulnerability of our marriage to be attacked, because wherever we go now, in the rugby field, in the workplace, there's no more differences. So we are qualified. Women are qualified exactly to where men used to be men's world. So the probability of working with opposite sex, whether any games or in the army, in the police, in the government, or even in any company. So the chances of not keeping our guard or keeping our vows or remain faithful, it can be attacked left, right, and center. And that's why we have a lot of men are calling now, because we have rules and laws like you can't touch, you can't come closer. So the probability of coming together and try to solve the issue is taken to the court, and the court will decide. So we want to encourage us that we need to go back to one time we talked about, I believe it was the couple session, sometime last year. We were talking about the communication. Try to keep your communication intact all the time. We have phones, we have Vibers. As a husband and wife, we need to build on our communication. Talk a lot. Speak to one another. If the roof is just about to come down and the fire in any room, you continue to talk. The moment you cut off that communication, remember, the relationship will start to shake.
I like the fact when you mentioned, like before, you need to go out. You go to nightclubs, or you join a group. You go out and then you meet. But now you meet them through your phone.
Yes.
So you can be staying right at home, but you're actually meeting them through your phone,
and
on Facebook or any other platform.
I remember one prayer list that came. You were sharing with the leaders of the church, that they were standing together. They're sitting in the same living room, and the man was having an affair through the phone to somebody outside, even outside the country. So the probability, it's very high now. So we really need to guard. We really need to keep our communication, because if our communication start to break down, then you
look for it elsewhere.
Because we are human beings. We need to communicate. We can talk. We have our emotion. We have a voice to share and to put out the feelings that we're going through. And that's why we have a husband and wife to talk to one another. Even in the Bible, right from the beginning, God saw that it is not good for men to be alone. And that's why, regardless of what we go through in this life, I need you to talk to your home. So there's somewhere to voice out my frustration. And you voice out to the very person that you are close to.
Because there are a lot of relationships, but I believe for husband and wife,
it's a special.
It's a special and best relationship. It's somebody that you can trust. You can be yourself. You can look your worst, and you can smell your worst. You can be your worst, but you feel.
You understand.
Yes, and that's the only person I believe in my heart that you can do anything and everything. I do the same with my parents and my children. Because I can be myself to my children. But for a husband and wife, it's got that special,
It's special.
yeah. And you must keep it that way. Whatever that you do with your partner or whatever that you do with your spouse, in whatever way, like to be your real personal level, you must maintain that only for your spouse. And you don't do that with any other opposite sex, because when you allow that, it's sort of like you're trying
open the door.
Yeah, you're opening a door and allowing somebody else into the same platform that you have with your spouse.
Yeah.
And you must keep that. Menda marre no nonda bula ni nonda bi malwe baka bi watini. So na kinda do the cover era kilanga na watinda. Na ivalvale na nonda bula na bakarau ni alonda na kende reiraini nda senga ni nda sili na bi kakere na do the cover. Kenda feel comfortable ni nda kila ngona watingu. Ya so na kabaya na ka personal no mubula. Mo kako ni the cover vi irtale so opposite sex. May nandoon na marami kinandona kina, sendona turang kinandona marami. Balat ni wani ko na kina. Iko sandola ba chikandona katumba, ni ko sa pakataw ni ko emay. Na bika ni namubula, nandoon nga may nona na watimo. Kau bakabot ni sona ka, la so kenda na bola baka vita baleni, baka nda doktor tale nando tale na levolo. Baka nda kakabasira na kayo, may baka nda kakabati ko na watinda. Balatan na nung dito baka ito okay, nabita bali ni doon naman davawati libra kay koroni da kama. But eso nangona baka esenga ni tozoko se kili kaya nando me dakati ko na nabikanda da kami na sana kandua balatin sa tiko na nonda matabubale tiko na watinda ke na nonda irna lubenda. Yeah, nanonda pula doa, like in your relationship, it will have its issues, like what we mentioned. It's not smooth sailing relationship.
No.
Everybody has got their
Challenge.
issue. I mean, you come from different upbringing and you try to make it work. If you've been courting for years, you know each other, so by the time you get married, it's it, done deal. But some of us, we just meet in the whirlwind of romance and then you get married, so you don't even know each other. But in the process during your marriage, then you're trying to, okay, I never know that this kind of person. You're finding out all those things after you got married, because you got married for the wrong reason. Maybe you love each other, or maybe, you have a child and you just forced into that marriage, or maybe your parents push you to that marriage. There are different reasons why you resort to being married without you really wanting it or planning it from the beginning. And when that happens, you must expect that there's going to be a roller coaster, like those kind of processes that you have to go through, because you're getting to know the person for the first time. And sometimes, like, you ask yourself, okay, am I in for the right place, or am I here, supposedly here, or is this the right man for me or right woman for me? So you begin to ask these questions, and sometimes you ask the questions and then you answer it yourself and you leave that marriage. You walk away from that relationship. But sometimes you ask the questions and you say to yourself, no, I will stay and try to make it work. So it really depends on the decision that you make. And no marriage is good marriage. No marriage is safe. No marriage is perfect. Every marriage has got their own issues, including our marriage. So we've been married for the last,
38 years.
38 years. We'll be 39 this year. In 2022, and for all those years, we still have little issues every now and then. Until now, I mean, we are grandparents. We still have our disagreement. There's certain things that we don't agree with. Certain things that you give up on each other on. So no marriage is perfect, but it's the way that you handle it.
Yeah.
The way that you take it on yourself and you say, okay, there is very, just little thing I can brush it off, or find a good time to sit and talk, like what he mentioned. The more you talk, the more you communicate, the more you know each other better, and the more you take out every frustration, so everything that is in your heart, you pour it out, and then it's done, while your heart is clear to continue to live on and enjoy your family. Because when you don't take it out of your system, it's sort of like everything.
It's there.
Yeah.
It's there inside. And that's why I will go back. I believe it's communication is the most important issues in a relationship.
Yeah.
Ni binaka no mro vitala no, binaka no mro kilai. Se mani wakada na kaya do mai. Ni tandola tu na wani vitala no, mro vitala no.
So that communication also build up your trust, and that trust.
Balate mo na vitala no. E abuta kikina na viwekani. Ke binaka na viwekani, balate binaka na vitala no. Dono tora ngir mai. Sa lo mai sa tani na talbun. E lai mitiko ko. Ngir mo ko to no ka. Satu kali mai mata bila wai mikro kako ni birai. Mikro 100 meters o tu lo ai o ano. Ya, di biaro. Ya, endola tu na mikro vital no anta mo. Gitu no ba. Ana kanga urarota kan ni tuna sa so talang mai na taliboni. Bia o sa mo ni mo lagi kwa mo lagi kwa o ge bari takani. Kila na bimbi ni vital no. Ke bakai pa ta tu nandrende se mani pa ta ba indue e pa ta laka. Ni binaka tiko na vital no. E na baka taratu nga mo do tiko tatu nga e nan tu na ya po mo do vital mo tatu. Balta pa ta nandrende ana ga lutu so buto mai. Balta na lebu nga ni vital on ro vital no takatiko. Na lutu so buto ni beria se na kai e tiko na kendo mali wa. Ni ngauna sa tike bu zabuka kina no ni vital no. Ona gibo ka mangal ta ka na laloba. Ko bang mo tani. Lebu seranga na biotini mai kabor na bula baka biotini se mai abalati isa kabor na biotini kabor sa matubal ya na kai baka dombula kina ko ya ni kabor na matubal hotaro ni la hotale onara ni la hotale ya bada fortuna mo ya ni na serta libisa na tamana na silibisa na tinana ya se mani baka daba na bunu ero bukina se mani baka daba na kali le ero le rawata isa kabor na bula baka biotini kuira tarana na mabo ni mabo se ko ko na ko na mataka ni singa ni ko go endua na issues esara kamba na kisar tunga ba tolo senga talanga ni do ba ko intina woni daka bula ba koro behir mai bonu tani senga talindo na bula e ba ko intina ke mbale go endua na lenga na kate de deliado na butako na vika pala kau na senga ni ba rongo na kake de regle da kabati ko rangone dambi tiko ndo naturino bisa ke pamadal takatiko lemo bira e diva sanga bulla pasende ni dala e bagai dortiko e adotiko bir nang oner romai na bakta bale kabor ke bale na waka saranga ni lenga na waka ni ababala na waka ni kaboro pero staba tiko rena tambongoni ko lemo saranga diva sanga bulla pasende e la kotiko mai e ndo mato bali saya mai abala tre mato bali ke bale ke ron dambi tiko ni ko ke robia Victor mo tagatunga balta so na kalalay ka na rin ni Zakaba. May papi na katagkikinon ng bula mga biotini, papi na katagkikinon ng bula ni Tartara, pengi ni Titiko, Peitala no Atiko, kakunin na may sa tanga na kabi, kakunin do sa lago tuwango, o wala ko no tusongo. Lago turo na singa tulo na singa. Lago tu ano Tartara. Vitalo to. Na lebo nga ni Tartara kina Vitala no ha, na winaka ni Birekan.
Kendo tukuna chika na kailenga na vitartar na communication. Maybe we should highlight why or some of the issues that create this problem, because the issues differ. There can be issues of the in-laws interfering with the relationship. There can be issues of work, or there may be their work friends always take them away from your family time. There are a lot of issues. So issues of just having differences, issues of not being responsible at home, and doing issue. And sometimes it's easy for us to say, okay, communicate, talk about it. But yet, when you talk about it, you don't learn from it. You continue to go and do the same thing and continue to do the same issue that doesn't bring your family together. So as you're listening today, for a man and a woman, no one is perfect. Remember that. And we all have our issues. But we need to try and forgo all those issues to learn from it. And when you come in and you walk into a relationship, when you're single, fine. You have time to hang out, do your club crawling, do your whatever that you need to do, hang out, socializing, and maybe drinking on the beach or staying with your friends for a few days and then return home. That happens when you're still single. But when you walk into a marriage, you must be ready and willing to change.
Forgo, yeah.
And you need to give up some elements of your life to try and make your relationship work and make your family work. Because if not, if you continue to hold on from the person that you were, your family will never work, because you'll continue to do the things you do. And the things you were doing before, you were not accountable or answerable to anybody. Now, you are married, you are accountable towards your spouse, which means whatever that you do, you must remember that you have somebody to answer to, or you have somebody that is married to you.
People are saved, people are restored, people are blessed.
Jesus said, I am the way, I am the truth, I am the life. Are you lonely? Looking for the answer? Join us daily at 6 p.m. only